Before we are going into the gameplay example, I want to make sure you understand one important thing. It doesn't matter which role you play, you need to understand that you are playing with an offlane hero that has pressure. And whenever you have a hero that has pressure, like tower pressure for example, Broodmother, Beastmaster, Enigma, then I want you to play a different style compared when you have a Tidehunter, Underlord, Sand King, Timbersaw. And the reason behind that is basically with the Zoo heroes, or like the pressure heroes that can take towers, you can play more aggressive on the enemy side whenever you took the tower. But for example with the Underlord, you take in the enemy tower and you should just leave him there. You don't want to be with this Underlord because he's not doing much. He just wants to farm, hit his creeps, and at some point he's gonna connect with his ulti. But on the other side, a Beastmaster for example, he can take the entire area by just being present there and take over the half of the map. And this is what makes them good. And that's why you should change up your gameplay style whenever you see these kind of heroes on your team, but also on the enemy side. For example, if you play against a Brute or a Beastmaster, and you have a Tide on an Underlord, you need to make sure whenever you win your lane and you stomp them, you take the tower, just leave your Underlord, for example, up there, and go to the other lane. And you try to punish this Beastmaster on the enemy side, and your Underlord will connect. This is just very important, because in the example I'm just gonna show you, you will see that the person that plays the support is not doing anything that I just told you. In this example, I'm gonna show you a Patch and an Enigma lane. As you can see on the left side, they won the lane clearly. The Juggernaut is very low net worth compared to the Enigma. But the problem is, instead of taking the tower, the Patch is deciding at some point to leave this lane, which is horrendously bad. You need to stay with your offlane hero that can punish and pressure towers. And whenever you do this, you're achieving one important thing. You're taking over half of the map. Like, you can take over the enemy jungle and Enigma can farm everything there. And whenever you take the tower, he will just do that. And you don't need to be there anymore. But if you want to, you can stay around him and kill people whenever they come. But the problem here is the Patch is just TPing top and he's completely ruining his own game and the game of his Enigma, because Enigma cannot take the tower anymore. And Patch is gonna be top and he's gonna be like kind of useless if he's not hitting a hook, which is a problem, as you can see. So this is like the thing I mean. Like, whenever you have Enigma Beastmaster, please stay on this lane and make sure you take the tower, and after you take the tower, you're protecting your body and you're taking over the area. Because this what is the Patch doing right now is not good, and it ruins his own game very hard, in my opinion. But more important, it ruins the Enigma game even more. Because if we just look in the Enigma now, we're speeding it up a little bit. The Patch left him on 7 minutes for 7-minute 30. Let's see when Enigma takes the tower. Because he could have done this on 7-minute 30, kind of, when the Patch stayed there. So it's 9 minutes. Enigma is like trying to push a little bit. Now the enemies, for some reason, they leave, even though they see the Patch. So they basically now, it's a solo Enigma. Instead of staying on the lane, they're leaving. And the Enigma gets a tower in 10 minutes. That basically means he almost gets it like 3 minutes late. You could have get this tower like, trust me, at 7 minutes. If the Patch just stayed there, they hit the tower with the Eidolons, this tower is completely dead. But instead, both of them going top, which is a problem, because it's not good. They need to take this bottom area and just farm creeps. Trust me, guys. I know Dota is very tempting, killing people, but Dota is not a game about kills. Dota is a game about taking over the map, taking objectives, getting information, and outsmarting your enemies, basically. You do not need to kill them, trust me. They will suffer even more if you take over the entire map, and you will see it works, trust me, man. I've done this so many times, and I've experienced it too. Because if you just look at this, what's happening with the Enigma, he's just completely useless. Like, he thinks he's strong, but he's not. The only thing like that makes him strong here is basically, I'm connecting on the Rubik here, and we're trying to killing them. But as you can see, we just killed Avenge. We can't kill more, kind of, because we don't have the damage almost. Like, we are lucky that I have a lot of damage, but other than that, I can guarantee you, in your pubs, your mid laner is not going to connect like that most of the time. And that's why you will be very sad, because as you can see, they're just chasing over again. They're forcing me even to do this, and now I'm gonna die. Because I just feel like pressure, because my Enigma is crying for like, go, 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 even though it's not good. Just imagine Enigma sits down there and just farms, and denies the farm of the Juggernaut. That could be so much better instead of like feeding you. And it will make your game so much better, because Enigma could easily even punish this tier 2. But the most important thing is he's preventing the Juggernaut from farming. And this is what is important. Now I'm gonna show you what should happen after you take the tower, basically. Like, just imagine the Patch stayed on the Enigma lane, they took the tower, and then I will show you what you need to do. So, you're taking the tower pretty easy, pretty clearly, on minute 7 or 8. If it's a bit later, it doesn't really matter. It's still okay. But now I want you literally just to like move into the enemy jungle as the support and ward it up on specific points where the enemies cannot see it. For example here, and another point is like either here or like around this area here, because I want you to take over this map whenever you have heroes like Beastmaster, Broodmother, like any hero that can take over the map is great for these kind of scenarios, because you can stay as a support around here, and whenever your beast wants to go middle, for example, you can buy a smoke and you smoke together to the middle through this jungle. You have a good ward there whenever you see like the enemy post 1 farming these 2 camps, and you have a very good ward here, so you can connect easily. And this is what you want to do. It's like the perfect scenario. So I'm not telling you, yo, you need to do this every game. I'm just telling you, if you do like 30 to 40% of this, warding here, protecting your beast or enigma, you absolutely good. You don't need to do everything, because every Dota game is different, and I know that. And I'm also saying I'm not doing this every single game, because everything is like completely different. But in scenarios where you have a hero that like takes over the map and wants to splash farm a lot, you need to make sure you give him the space, and the space is this here, and you need to make sure to protect him, either with your body or with wards. And this is the important thing. You need to ward it up, and you need to ward it up here. You can even place 3 wards, I don't care. Like you place a sentry to make sure they don't have a ward here, so they don't see him, and then you're just playing around this area. You have the freest game of life, because you can just like literally run around. You can secure the action rune, you can secure the water rune, whatever you want to. You can connect to middle whenever you want to. You can connect to top whenever you want to. You can buy a smoke, as I said before, and smoke up with your offlane and auto support to the middle, and you can punish them there. Or you just kill the enemy position 1 in this area, which is not the best. But another big play that could be abused is basically you sit here after, like, of course, after you warded this and this, like, make sure to water. It's very important. As I said before, Dota is a game about information and taking over the map. Like, you want your enemy to farm as less as possible. And how to achieve that is basically, as a support, you're sitting here and you just pull this camp. Because of one reason. You're denying the full wave. And you're getting some experience and farm. And that's basically the easiest thing you can do as a support. You're denying a full wave of the enemy. And the enemy position 1 is going to be really, really sad, because he doesn't just want the jungle creeps. Whenever his tier 1 is taken very early, at like minute 8 or 10, he wants to sit up, farm these creep waves, farm this camp, and farm this camp, and then he wants to go back again and farm the next wave. But whenever you're just pulling and denying the entire wave, perfect. You will be very happy and he will be very sad. And this is what you want to achieve. You just want to deny as many creeps as possible. You can use every single nutrient camp in this area to just do that. And you can do this over and over and over again. You're denying so much creeps from the enemy position 1 with this place. Just pulling this camp and pulling this camp. Trust me, I've done it, and every pro player is doing it as well. Whenever a position 4 is sitting here, they're literally just waiting here, pulling this camp, and they're happy. And whenever you feel like, yo, I don't have anything to do, you can basically like pull this on like 30 seconds, and then you can like go to the triangle and stack it. So this is basically the perfect gameplay what you want to do as a support. Like, you want to be around this area here, you want to pull this camp to prevent some farm from the enemy position 1, you want to support your offlaner, and you want to be ready to like move on to the mid lane whenever you see a position. And it's the same situation on the other side. Like, whenever you take this tower, you want to take over this area and do the same, basically. And this is what's important, in my opinion, whenever you play with these zoo heroes that just want to take over the map. But now, we're just going to talk about a different scenario. So, you're playing with an Underlord, for example, and Underlord is like not the best hero to take over the map. Underlord just wants to sit on this wave and farm it over and over again. Maybe he wants to farm this, and then this camp again. Like, the enemy position 1. Like, basically the same gameplay. So as a support, I just want you to ward up this as well. Like, you don't need 2 wards, because Underlord doesn't really care that much, but you need at least 1 ward in this area here to protect him a little bit. And then you can literally decide, do you want to play around middle and help you mid lane? Then you can like literally just TP here, maybe go for a kill and ward it up there as well. Like, let's just imagine this as a ward and punish them a little bit. Or if the enemy has a Beastmaster and they don't have your tower yet, trust me, defend this tower. It is the best thing you can basically do against the Beastmaster whenever you have the heroes for it and you feel strong enough. If you like, the longer you're defending this tower, the more sad the enemy Beastmaster is getting, because Beastmaster relies on taking this tower, or like any hero that like takes tower, like Beastmaster, Brood, Visage, any hero like that. They rely on taking this tower and farming over this area. That's how they want to play, and that's how they will play, trust me. And how to prevent it is basically, you place a ward here and you're just camping here with your team. Like, not 5 people, of course, but like with your safe laner and your position 5. Or like just with your position 5, it depends where your safe laner is, but most of the time, your safe laner is farming here your offlaner is farming here, and both of them will be very happy because they are farming a lot. And maybe you're warding it up here and getting some kills as well, which is amazing, especially against heroes like Beastmaster, Brute, and all that shit. Trust me, they will be so sad and they don't have a game done. And later on, you can even go for the XP rune, you can do whatever you want, but you need to prevent them from having a game. And how to do this is basically being present in a certain area, denying information from the enemies, and warding it up and giving information to your teammates. That's basically how easy Dota is if you think about it like that. But as I said before, this is a perfect example. That means if you get like 30% in your game out of like what I'm talking about, or just like one ward and you camp it and you wait for the Beastmaster to come and you just kill him 2 times, it's already very good. They're like perfect examples on the book, which clearly not working in the game usually. But if they do, perfect. And for example, if you are a mid laner and you kill the enemy middle and you take the tower, let's say you take it on minute 8, like this time. Let's just imagine that. You take the tower and you're like, yo guys, what do I do? As a mid laner, usually it's not that good if you take this mid tower because you will not have a safe space to farm anymore, especially if you are a hero that cannot jungle. But instead, you can literally just connect to the top lane, take this tower, and then you farm this entire area, and your position 1 farms this entire area. That's it. Just imagine you're farming this, just these camps. These camps on your offlaner and this on your position 1. I know you're not getting so much as a mid laner then, but if you just think about it, you're taking 70% of the map, almost, which is a clear win in my book. And whenever you can hold this for like 5 minutes, you will have like one more item than enemy, and you're gonna take over this game because you're just so much stronger, because you have more items, more experience, and you just are stronger. Like, you do not need to finish this game in 15 to 20 minutes. Sometimes it's okay to just sit on the map and farm. I know it sounds weird for supports, but trust me, sometimes it's just the best thing you can do. Basically, just farm it up, take the rush, take the areas, take the towers, and at some point, whenever you feel very, very strong and you feel like, yo, we cannot lose if we go high ground, then you can do it. But other than that, please take your areas, farm, get your information, and try to outplay the enemies, because they will do mistakes. Trust me. So yeah, I hope these kind of ideas like will help you a little bit, because it works as a support and as an offlaner. Because if you're watching this as a mid laner or as an offlaner, I hope you're taking some of these points into your book, because you need to understand what your teammates need to do. And whenever you can like tell them what to do, basically, it is very good, because you can just tell your supports, yo guys, can you buy a smoke and smoke with me to top, for example? Or you are the Beastmaster and you tell your support, yo guys, can you buy a smoke and smoke me to middle? I want to take this tower. Perfect. Just be a step ahead of your teammates and your enemies, and you will achieve your goal MMR wise, and you will be very happy. So yeah, thank everybody for watching. We're gonna see us the next time. Have a good day, everybody. Peace. Bye bye.